And now let's talk to some kids. Really entertained me. This is the second segment of the fourth episode of the third season of Arthur. And in this one, it starts off with them watching the Magic Toolbox show. And they're commenting about the children on that show who are doing pieces to camera, but they're very awkward and nervous. And they think if they were on that show, that wouldn't be the case. And as luck would have it, Mr. Ratburn's class has been chosen to go on to this TV show. And they're all very excited, and they all start to practice things that they could do on this show, ludicrous things that would never be televised on the Magic Toolbox, but nevertheless, they all get very excited about their chance to have their 5 minutes of fame. Except the Brain. The Brain is just not interested. He's too busy working on his science project, and everybody else seems to think that he must just be nervous, he must be scared of going on TV. Of course, he couldn't not want to do it. But actually, I think it was very obvious to me as a viewer that the Brain genuinely just did not care about being on TV and wanted to focus on his science project and his work and the things about which he is passionate. And I guess I'll give a spoiler warning in a second with what actually happened with this TV show. But I liked the fact that we had at least one character who was able to say, I don't care. And fame is not everything to me. He was more concerned with the things that would make him famous. I think it's fair to say that the Brain is very intelligent, very inquisitive. One day he could become a famous scientist, researcher, whatever he wants to be. And he's focusing on the things that will one day give him success, whereas everybody else is just looking for their quick fix of fame. Maybe that's analysing it a little too deeply for a children's show, but that's certainly a message that one can take from it, and one that I think is very, very positive. So a spoiler warning from now. Oh, hang on, no. Before I go into the spoiler warning, I will just say, for the first time in 3 seasons, something dated the episode. They asked the Brain how many planets there are, and he said there are 9 planets. And it just amused me. It's the first time in 3 episodes where something has stuck out as having dated the show, because of course Pluto is no longer a planet, which I think is a bit mean to downgrade somebody from being a planet, but yeah, that's the first time I've noticed something that's no longer correct. So, spoilers from now, I will discuss what happens kind of towards the end. So at the end, they're all on TV, and they all start to act nervously and awkwardly, just like the children at the very beginning of the episode. And that amused me a lot. To be honest, I was a bit disappointed that the Brain didn't get to go on TV, because I think it would have been great to see him being asked a question and answering it succinctly and eloquently and accurately, with no sense of fear or anxiety. I think that would have been better than just ignoring him completely, because it would have shown A, he wasn't nervous, B, he focused on the important things and was able to deliver some factually accurate facts. That was a redundant thing to say, but you know what I mean. So I wasn't necessarily overly pleased with that part of it, but generally speaking, I really enjoyed this episode. I had a lot of fun with it. I learned a lot about space, maybe. Really enjoyed it, though. Definitely one that I would happily watch again.